Welcome to Money Talks, a weekly feature on FM 93.5 The Berg and WMEG AM 740. Today we will talk just a little bit about money, maybe some of the things you can do with it, how it can impact your life, some ideas on financial planning and investing, and getting the most out of the money you hope to have, already have, or want to pass down. So sit back, relax, listen, and maybe take some notes, as you may have some questions by the time we're done with this edition of Money Talks. Good morning, Dan Joss. How are you today?
I'm doing great. How are you this morning?
I'm well, thank you. I'm well. So, I've got 2 kids in college right now.
So do I.
Yeah.
Wait. No, one just graduated. I have one.
Okay. Well, that's good.
And I'll have another one in a couple of years.
That's the plan. All right. So, it's great fun paying for college. Great fun.
Great.
More fun than mere words can begin to say.
I haven't had that experience.
Yeah. Does sarcasm work over the radio? I don't know. So, 529 plans.
Yes.
Tell me about the 529 plans and how it can benefit those folks with kids or grandchildren or even just somebody they care about. You can start a 529 plan for anybody, can't you?
You can.
Okay.
You can. Most kids and grandkids for my clients, great-grandchildren.
Okay.
It's an investment account or plan that you get in Virginia. You get a small state deduction, so a little tax savings from a Virginia tax. You put the money in the account and it grows tax-free or tax-deferred, and the distribution are tax-free if you're using them for qualified education expenses. So
Okay.
computers, books, tuition, room and board, things like that.
So you can use that to buy books and or a computer for your son or daughter or grandchild off at college instead of just paying for it normally.
Right.
And paying the tax on.
And so if you put in $500 a month, starting with your 3-year-old daughter or grandson, and 15 years later you have $150,000 for college.
Nice.
So that gain, and this was just a 6% return, but that gain is tax-free.
Well, the gain.
And that's a good thing.
As well as the expense if you're buying the computer.
Sure.
Nice. Nice. That's 2 ways to save on some taxes.
Yeah, I don't know that there's 2 ways.
Okay.
But we're looking for 10 or 20 years, 18 years. Actually, this could be graduate school too. So 10 or 20 years of free market returns.
Right.
Free gain.
Okay. Well, I didn't realize that you could use it to buy supplies as well, like a computer and books. That's pretty cool. It's nice to know. I thought it just had to go to the institution and all that rigmarole.
No, we've done that. Qualified education expenses definition changes over time. That's why the IRS uses it. But it was tuition, and then room and board, and then books, and then now computers are required. So that's okay. And then I've had a nephew tap it for overseas travel with high school.
Nice.
Because you get a summer trip or you do a semester abroad, and that's tuition expense. Not an overseas university.
Okay.
Because it's a U.S. deal, but many students do time abroad.
Okay, so how do you think this figures into estate planning?
Well, the 529 accounts are unusual in that they're not counted as part of the owner's estate, and so this is the only account where the owner can really control this pot of money. But not have it be accounted as part of their estate for estate planning purposes.
Because they've essentially said this money is never going to come back to me. It's going to the child or the grandchild. And can you move it from one kid to the other? Let's say one kid never comes home on time and they always miss a curfew. Fine, we're not paying for college anymore. We're going to give it to the one who shows up all the time.
You can change a beneficiary because you're the owner.
Okay.
And so I have some clients that are doing that right now.
Okay.
They front-loaded a bunch of money, and you can do that with 529 accounts also, is front-load 5 years of annual gift exclusion money into a 529 in the first year. So you could, if you had the means, put $150,000 into a 529 account, annual gift exclusions.
Okay.
But if more grandkids come along and you don't have more money, then you can move some of those funds to your newer kids or grandkids.
Okay, good. Look, Mom, Dad, I got more grandkids for you. All right,
That's
so
right.
you just
So
move it. Yeah, split the pot.
Even the gifting out.
There you go. So are there different kinds of 529 plans in Virginia?
There are. Virginia is one of I'll say, the better states.
Okay.
There's a 529 prepaid that you can, pay tuition at this year's price for your kids or grandkids whenever they'll go to school. There's Invest 529, which is managed by Virginia, and they have two different types of plans. They have a static allocation, which is some amount of bonds and some amount of stocks, and it stays in that allocation. And then they have one that changes over time as the student gets older and tuition checks become closer. So it becomes more conservative over time.
Right.
And then College America, which is a 529 plan for Virginia that's managed by America Funds. A mutual fund company that's been around for decades.
Okay.
So there's some good choices. And as I say, it's best to save early and save often.
All right. That sounds like good financial advice. All right. So if someone wants more good financial advice, how do they reach you, Dan Joss?
Give us a call, 757-903-2127.
And your website?
jossfinancial.com.
Excellent. All right. Thanks for being part of Money Talks.
Thank you.
Money Talks is a weekly program presented for the listener's benefit and entertainment. It is provided at no cost to the listener, and the ideas, opinions, and comments are not to be construed as legal advice, tax advice, investment advice, or other advice specific to the listener. Listeners are encouraged to seek the advice of a licensed professional or other qualified party when dealing with financial, legal, tax, medical, investment, insurance, taxidermy, plumbing, electrical, carpentry, real estate, chiropractic, veterinary, oral hygiene, hot air ballooning, etc. We have given you some food for thought. Now, call a licensed professional such as Dan Joss at 757-903-2127. Thanks for listening, and remember, failing to plan is planning to fail.